What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Cabaret Voltaire and their 1987 album Code. Thank you again to Stan. And the next track in the playlist is Life Slips By, which feels like missing out on something, or at the very least, like a significant amount of time passing before one really appreciates that or realizes the potential that might be there to pursue. So yeah, the idea of suddenly like, oh wow, I'm older and I haven't done these things, or I'm not ever going to be able to do these things, that to me would be the essence of the phrase life slips by. Now it might be a personification of life and, almost giving it motion or some sort of relative involvement separate from the people who live it. Nevertheless, I am intrigued by the somewhat poetic phrasing. Let's give it a listen while I try to prevent Luca from knocking everything down. This is Cabaret Voltaire from their 1987 album Code, and the track is Life Slips By. But she still what with every breath you breathe? I'm trying to follow the lyrics here, but yeah, the idea of like, you often wonder what keeps you here, you often wonder why you don't leave, but it's something about a she, I think, and then there's that like refrain, come on home, come on home. So yeah, I'm intrigued, like life slips by, maybe if you're stuck in this dynamic and you're not coming back to your home or the familiar, maybe there is someone who has you entranced, or maybe, bedeviled, or, hypnotized, or at the very least that you're not able to break away from. I do wonder what's happening. The vocals were kind of mysterious and buried in the mix a little bit, but the whole track had this mysterious, a bit dark vibe. And while, I've said a number of tracks that we've heard previously on the album have this, like, synth funk meets industrial sound, that was here to a certain extent, but it felt less industrial than some of the previous tunes. It just felt like this darker, mysterious synth tune, like a dark synth tune is the way I would characterize this. I will say though, there was a very layered sonic atmosphere. There was that kind of metallic pinging type of synth that was, very rhythmic, and that was flowing through the track. There were some deep bass grooves. There were a couple, like, sort of backing organ kind of keyboard chords. There were these little electronic touches along the way. There was a lot going on sonically. Some of it rhythmic, some of it more, not arrhythmic, but sort of singular, just little sonic touches that weren't necessarily these, like, cycling melodies or rhythms. So yeah, it's a very well produced tune, and one that had a lot of layers to it. And it's the kind of track that if you re-listen, I imagine, multiple times, you might key in on one or the other elements as it plays out. But yeah, I'm just wondering, that line that I couldn't, like, every time it came around, I just couldn't hear what the essence of that line about the she would, like, maybe that's not even right, but I think that is, but I don't know exactly what she is doing to keep the person being addressed from leaving, to keep them from coming home, if that is indeed what's happening. So either way, a really cool tune, and I definitely enjoy the vibes of this album. It has, again, this, like, dark, a bit industrial, maybe a little bit less here, but yeah, dark industrial synth funk type of vein, and that's not necessarily what I expected. And I know people said that, Code, it's different from some of the stuff they did before this. I do have one more album at my disposal already, shout out to Stan, and once we finish this and that, we'll see what we can do beyond that. And ultimately, I am curious to hear how this album plays out over the last few tracks. We are down to the last 3, and the next one is the title track, Code, so I will very much look forward to that. Let me know what you think here, and I will see you next time. Peace.